Let's be real. Most dating advice online is garbage. It's unrealistic, exaggerated, and not how things are in real life. Connection Through Chaos is about real people, real conversation, and real experiences. From the dating stage to marriage and all the real life moments in between there. And today I'm here with a very, very, very special guest. My high school sweetheart my friend from high school, T, aka my arch nemesis online for a minute. We was arguing on Facebook about the craziest shit for the longest.
Everything.
But it was so crazy, like we arguing online and see something in real life like nothing ever happened, which how it should be. I don't know why people take things from social media to real life, but tell them a little bit about yourself as I get our wine together.
All right. My name is Tiara, aka Tease. I am 38, single, mother of a 16-year-old.
She's 16.
She is 16.
Now?
She's 16, a junior on her way for her senior year.
Wow.
Big Leo.
Okay. That's what's up. So today we're gonna sip on a Chardonnay. I know you said wanted Pinot, but everywhere I went didn't have a Pinot, and I was salty because I wanted Pinot too. But we have to settle for this Saint Chateau Michel. I can never pronounce that shit.
And have you had that before?
I have, and this is 2022, so it's really good. I like it. These might be some 12-ounce pours. Cheers to a great conversation and very enlightening. Let's give this a taste.
To say, you and your unique glasses.
I know, right? Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah. I like it.
Smooth.
Okay, very smooth. Okay, we're going to go into the question I asked all my single guests, which is, how do you date? And when I say how do you date, I mean, like, are there, I don't know, tests, requirements, things you put people through? Like, give me like a synopsis of from like time to get your number to the time you say, all right, we're a little bit serious. What gets them to that point?
I don't do any tests or anything like that. I just kind of let whatever flows flow. I like an assertive man. I like a man to take the lead. If you want to see me make plans, don't ask me what I want to do. Don't ask me what restaurant. You can ask me
where you want to go.
Where you want to go? What you want to do? Like, you ask me out. What do you want to do?
I can imagine.
I like a nice plan. Besides that, I mean, I haven't been serious with anybody for like a very long time. So,
it was very long.
Kinda, not really.
It was very long.
Like the last time I was in a relationship with somebody?
Let's start there.
2018?
18, God damn. I thought we was at least be in the 2020s.
No.
Jeez,
so most men don't even make it to like the serious stage. We don't get there. I don't know.
So when's the last time somebody got to when's the last time somebody got to the we're exclusive stage?
Well, I would say recently, but I guess we were exclusive. I could say recently.
Okay.
Even though it was never serious or he didn't want a relationship.
Okay, well, what about time before that where I got exclusive? Was that 2018 too?
Yeah, probably.
God damn. Okay, so
no, it might have been before the end. Maybe like pre-COVID, like 2020-ish.
That's 2018. Like, nah. So so going forward, let's say going forward, you meet a man from time he gets your number to the time you say we're exclusive or we're in a relationship. Outside of just going with the flow, is there, I don't know, certain check boxes you look out for, certain red flags that's on your radar from past relationships? Like, okay, I got to make sure he don't have mommy issues, like in order to spot that, I do this, or I look out for that, like
Mhm.
anything like that?
Mommy issues is a big one.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Parental, your the way you grew up in your household with your parents has become a big thing with me. Just as I've been dating, I realized men and women who grow up and they don't have a realistic view of what a relationship is. They didn't see that growing up. It's harder for them to date, me included. So that's a big one nowadays. Like patience is a big one because I don't have any patience. So I need a man to be patient with me.
Oh my goodness.
So if you don't show that you have like patience, I know we're not gonna work because somebody who's gonna need it in this in this thing. Let's see what else. I like a generous man. I avoid men who lead with like 50-50 conversations or I guess financial conversations. I feel like that's a conversation that should be had a little later down the line.
Oh, that
So
makes sense.
if you're coming in and you are already worried about my finances, that's a red flag for me.
But they gotta make sure you ain't a damsel in distress. How they do that without talking about finances?
Um Stick around to
They gotta
find
find
out.
out.
But AKA, I am a damsel in distress. I don't want to do nothing. I want you to
weak
pump
as
my
fuck.
gas. I'm not taking out no trash.
That ain't damsel in distress.
Oh, okay. But I don't need nobody to say like I don't need you to pay my
That's
bills
a
or
damsel in
anything like
distress.
that.
That's
No, we don't need
always
that.
got some stuff going on. You always in a hole. You always trying to find your way out of a situation. Always got some mess going on. That's a damsel in
So
distress.
I hear that a lot with men and women, and I'm entirely too prideful for that. I could be on like my last leg, especially with like a man that I just met. Now, if we've been dating a while, we had that type of rapport.
Right.
But if we just met, even if I didn't have no money, you never know.
That part. That part.
I'm always gonna be big mama, whether I am or not.
Okay.
You gonna think I am.
That part. Okay. So as I sip my wine,
I
had you on for a very specific, specific,
please,
black people
yes,
term, specific reason, and that is because me and T, we used to have a podcast together where we talked about just the trending current event drama, viral video shit, which was cool, but like I just hated being a part of the bullshit. Just another opinion out there about another person's opinion about the world's fucking opinion. So I took a break from podcasting or creating a podcast until I could figure out how I could be, I don't know, more the voice of change, I guess, in a sense. So I created this as a way of like, hence the intro. Most shit online is bullshit. Here, I'm going to sit down with real people who are going to share their real experiences with y'all. And with that information, you can gather your own shit, your own conclusions, and maneuver how you want to maneuver. With that being said, on our show, I remember we had talked about where you said you didn't believe in love. And I think I'm gonna see if I can find a snippet. I should be able to find it and put it in there.
Anybody, any Joe Schmo can say that they love you, and they can do all the right things to make you think that they love you, whatever love is. But at the end of the day, that's never stopped anybody from cheating.
Facts.
That never stopped anybody from getting a divorce.
Facts.
That's never stopped anybody from like robbing somebody. Like it's plenty of people, women
Love
take
ones.
from their husbands, and husbands take from their wives.
Yep.
Like, I just feel like we need to, love is great. Like, I love love. I love seeing it on other people. It's like, oh, that's so cute. Like, but at the end of the day, if you're lucky enough to find that, then that's fucking fantastic. For the rest of us, a large portion of us, that shit don't exist.
It was very I got a lot of questions from a lot of different people after that. Yes.
And what's so crazy is I want to say it's been a few weeks now. A few weeks ago, I don't know, an epiphany. I think I might have been talking to one of my guests or something, but I was like, I was thinking back to the old days. Some instances, people found their person. they was high school sweethearts and they lived happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also think about the other side of that, where Earl and Bethel, they may not have been, they might not have felt like they were each other's person, but Earl knew that she was a good woman. She was gonna take care of the house. That's me trying to have the old man voice.
Don't do that again. Is that what Earl sound like?
She was gonna take care of the house. He knew that she was a good woman. And Bethel knew Earl. He worked at the factory.
Mm-hmm.
She knew some of his acquaintances or friends or whatever case may be. And like she knew that he was a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
She knew that he would be secure. He would take care of home. And they just made it work. They formed a union. That's what they used to do back then. They formed a union,
Mm-hmm.
and most live happily ever after. And I was getting to thinking, like, I talk a lot about women being realistic when it comes to dating. Like, oh, you want a man who makes 6 figures with a 6-pack, who's over 6 feet. You're down to literally 2% of the entire United States. That's unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
8% of, I think, all Black men make 6 figures already. That's 8%. Then you got those who are over 6 feet, those who aren't married, who aren't gay, who you got like 1%, probably less than that. So to be realistic, just meet a man who may make 60, 70, 80, but isn't broke. Like I know people who make 6 figures and they live check to check. I know people who make 60, 70, 80 and they always on vacation out over the country somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's a key that I need. I need a resourceful man.
That part. So it's about just not living beyond your means.
Mm-hmm.
So that got me to thinking, loop this back around, maybe I should be a little bit more realistic and stop trying to find my person. Like everything has to be about my person. We have to feel like they're my person. So I have this thing where it's like, oh, let me pour you some more. Usually I'm drinking out of everything myself. I end up drinking most of the bottle. And I guess I have like...
I've been told I'm an alcoholic recently. I'm like, I am not an alcoholic.
It's so crazy. I thought about bringing some tequila. You
Yeah,
put the tequila in the wine.
I like my tequila.
That. Yeah. So I've realized that when it comes to dating, I'm like, if I don't feel like they're my person in the beginning, then they don't stand a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm right there like, that's not being realistic, because not everybody's, the chances of finding your person is just as slim as finding, for the women finding a man who makes 6 figures, 6-pack, da-da-da. So I'm right there like, maybe if I do it the other way, where I meet someone who I'm attracted to, we're attracted to each other, then formulate something after that. So the reason why I had you on the show, long story fucking long. My long story shorts be long as fuck. How does one, and I asked this on Facebook as well, like how does one do that? How do y'all, I don't know, meet somebody and formulate that feeling?
So let me ask you a couple questions. So you talked about statistics, right?
Right.
1% of this, 8% of that. But you started off by saying, the people, they fall in love, they're high school sweethearts, that's their person.
Somewhere like that, yeah.
What percentage do you think that is opposed to those
who? I would definitely say it's slim.
Right. So more often than not, you find somebody that you feel like you're going to build a good life with, right?
I can't get to that point if I don't feel like we have some sort of connection, bond,
right?
Person.
But you said you need to feel that connection initially.
Correct.
So, okay, let me ask you this: what is it about that first interaction that makes you feel like y'all have this connection?
Well, granted, it's not the first interaction. So let me tell you how I date.
Okay.
I think we talked about this on our show, but
go coffee house because you ain't spending no money for no dates.
Nah,
on the first date.
So how I date is usually I have a long chit chat stage. I won't say long. I have a chit chat stage. Let's say that. So
quantify it.
However I got your number or however communicating.
Mm-hmm.
For me, since I don't go outside and I don't meet just women at Target and get numbers and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, it's online. Facebook, Instagram, something like that. So on Facebook, Instagram, we're chit-chatting in DMs. We're just shooting the shit, comment on each other's stories. Once I get a feel for your personality and I see like a funny meme or something, I'm gonna shoot it over to you. I do that for a while just to try to get a sense of the person.
Okay. Is this common? Is this like a normal thing for like dating in 2025? Is that how like that's like flirting? Maybe you're like um
I guess
internet flirting,
I guess
social media flirting.
I think
Is
it'll
that what that
probably be
is?
common.
Okay.
I mean, but it starts off just chit chatting. Like
Right.
first, I'm attracted, like, oh, she's cute, and we chit chat. But like
You
some
shoot
are
your
like,
shot, like your ball, you roll your ball in her DM.
like, oh,
Lost my ball.
lost my ball. It's here.
Okay.
Then at some point, I take it into the real world, and the real world. This is the part you're gonna hate. Is that I will.
I already hate it, by the way.
I know. I'll say something like, hey, either I plan it or it's spontaneous. I try to be spontaneous at first. Hey, I'm wrapping up a shoot today at like 2:00. My 5:00 canceled. You know, grab some food real quick. Gonna grab something to eat. Da da da. Most of the time they say yes, or if they say nah, I'm busy this time, then I look at my schedule. I'm like, oh, okay, what about Friday? Boom, Friday, we set something up and we go grab a bite to eat. My bite to eats are, shout out to Steak and Lemonade. I always shout them out. Steak and Lemonade, that's my spot.
I like a good steak and lemonade.
Where else will I take somebody? Bargo's, might meet at Bargo's, wings, fries. That's type of vibe. Some just quick little food.
Okay.
And then I get a feel for our energy in real life.
Okay.
Now,
I don't hate that.
Somewhere between the chit chat stage and the real life meetup, I've already assessed you. I've already been like, she's dope. She's funny. She got a great personality. Like, she's so crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, and, you know, I start to formulate in my head, like, I can see myself with her. Like, this feel like I love a woman with a great personality. Like, this, like, it's gonna be a vibe. Like, and then once we meet in real life, we're still a vibe. Now we're talking on the phone, FaceTiming.
So is this vibe the connection? The personality? Is that the connection?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the connection. Cause I'm right there like, like,
okay,
this may be my person because she's so funny, because she's so blah, blah, blah. Like, her love language is this and blah, blah, blah. Like, because we talked about so much.
All right.
Now we move into that stage of like, she's my person. We're talking on the phone. Then I go on like an actual real date where I plan it out, bring flowers, the whole shebang. And then we go from there. That's how it normally goes.
So you're looking for the connection. You feel like your person is somebody who you can vibe with and whose personality meshes with yours. Is that what your person looks like?
Yes. And I think, once I figure out like someone who matches up with what I think my person is like, then it's like, oh, this could be my person. And then boom, I go down that. But there's been times where I've liked somebody, like I was attracted to them. We've had good conversations. They might have been funny, but I just didn't feel like they was my person. Like, I have somebody close to me now. Like, we've been knowing each other for, I don't know, 7 years. It's been a long time. Coolest person. 2-hour long conversations on the phone. But I just don't feel like that's my person. Even though they like me, we've had sex like twice. It's just like,
those are very surface level things.
What?
Like, I would
feel
think
like it's my person?
Yeah, like those are very surface level. So for me, like my person, so because you make a big deal of finding your person and you need that immediate connection to find your person. But I feel like your person is somebody, you know, you and I have children. Our children are a little older, but you know, somebody that you know that's going to be a good stepmom to your kids.
That's the next step, though. See, that's the dilemma.
Should that be the next step, or should that be the basis of what your person should be?
So that's what I'm here to find out. So that's the thing with me. So I don't know how to get to the deeper stuff with someone if they don't feel like, if this doesn't feel like it's my person.
Okay.
That's the thing. So the thing was like, how do you get to there? Like, how do I be like Earl, where I'm like, Martha James over here, she's a nurse, she makes 6 figures, she has a good head on her shoulders, she's into finances, like she got her shit together, like we would make a bomb at this would definitely be a power couple. Blah, blah, blah. Like she's attracted to me, I'm attracted to her in a general sense. I just don't have that in here feeling like, man, I think this is my person. Like,
so I think that's like mental and all in your head. Like maybe I'm an anomaly, and because I've never met a man and just felt like this instant connection. Like I've never, that imaginary butterfly things that y'all be feeling, never felt it in my life. Like I don't know what that is. And just like recently, the last guy I was dating, I was like, I don't believe in love. Like I don't have to love you. I just need to tolerate you. Like just please don't get on my nerves.
That's my thing. Like I never wanted to feel like I'm just tolerating this. I'm just here.
That's what he said.
Like,
but at the end of the day,
we're
that's
madly in love.
No.
And I think, granted,
no,
this is where I'm trying to shift my mindset. I'm trying to at least find a middle ground somewhere.
Okay.
My problem is I'm an all or nothing person in general.
Me too.
I'm all or nothing friends, family, situations, all or nothing in this podcast. Like I ain't gonna half-ass it. Like I'm just all or nothing. I do not know how to play the middle. Granted, I think that's one thing about it. Like I'm such an all or nothing person that once I do meet you and we go out and like, even though our chit chat was great, we were having our fun or whatever case may be, it's just like, I don't feel like you're my person. I don't feel
You're passing up great women for an imaginary feeling.
One, it's not people have it.
It's still imaginary. It's still in your head. It's not an actual. It's not a tangible thing. You can't touch it, taste it, feel it.
Neither is
smell
love.
it.
That's what we have talked about. That's exactly what we said. Neither
it's not
is
tangible. It's not a thing. It's something that's in your head that you want to feel.
But most things about the opposite sex
I feel like
not tangible.
But I feel like if you wanted to feel those things, you could. All you got to do is think about it and feel that way towards that person, because that's all it is. It's a thought. You don't think that's your person because you don't feel this way. Well, maybe if you thought that way, then you would feel that way.
I ain't gotta work with me.
I don't know how to work it out.
Do that work with y'all? Like, can you? Like, granted, definitely, some people on my post definitely did say something like along the lines of like, yeah, I met my person, and I met the person I'm with now, and we started out just being cool, and I would have never thought that we would be madly in love now. I'm like, one, I'm not taking on any more female friends. I got enough of y'all. So if I meet somebody new, I'm not about to be like, hey, let's just be friends for right now and see where it goes. Because I'm like,
I actually agree with that notion.
I'm booked out. I'm booked up. Female friends, I'm booked up.
Like, I hate it when guys be like, we need to build a friendship first. And I'm like, so fuck that. We can become friends along the way. I want a husband. Well, I need my wife to be my friend. Like, well, duh. Like, right. It'll grow into that.
Well, first of all, I think the opposite. I think even my person, like when I think of my person, I'm like, my person, we're each other's person because we have a connection. We're going to be friends. We're going to be a vibe together. We're going to compliment each other. We're going to laugh at the same shit, want to do the same shit. Like, I think friendship is built there, and then husband and wife and is built on top from there.
Yes, but you're expecting to feel that way within how many days of knowing this person?
Weeks and months.
Weeks is still like this. Okay, I don't quite understand this. I need this vibe, like this feel. Like I need to feel that initially because it's very surface. Like, how many times have you met somebody and you found that vibe and you had that vibe with them and you thought like, oh, they was a cool person. This might just be my person. And then you really got to know them and was like, hell no, that ain't my person.
That's never happened. And don't get on here lying.
I don't lie.
So the thing about the people who I did, which is all my girlfriends, the only reason why we broke up was because of some shit they did. It wasn't because I changed my even like some of them were like, dang, we really was a vibe. I really felt like that might have been my person. Like, could I have been more patient with her, or could I work with her? Could I have just settled for not getting my love language feel? Like, is my
If your
love
love language
being
wasn't being
that big
filled,
of a
then that was
deal?
not your person. If they did something that turned you off, then that was not your
So
person.
wait, let me cook.
Okay.
Granted, yes, like my person would not make me feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even in my last days, like my person wouldn't make me feel like I was some lying ass guy, even though I was always truthful. That doesn't negate the feeling that we still felt, the connection that we still had was there.
Mm-hmm.
Their emotional baggage, their inability to control their emotions, lacking any emotional intelligence, that is what hindered us. And I kind of separate the two. Like, granted, yeah, my person won't make me feel, you know, unloved or whatever case may be. If I communicate my love language with them, they're going to be instantly like, okay, oh, that's not, I got you, da 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 da. But a broken person who's been through shit, it don't register like that for them. So some of them, like, I felt like they was my person. It just, I personally don't put up with certain shit. So I end up leaving. Like, okay, well, you don't want to work on that area.
So you mean to tell me you've had however many girlfriends and you thought all of them was your person because of this imaginary thing that you felt, this vibe that you felt with them, but then they turned out not to be your person. But if you only had one person, it's person, not people. So therefore, you wouldn't feel that multiple times.
You can feel that way with.
So you can have multiple people.
I mean, there's multiple people out here in the world for you. Yes.
Then that's not your person. If your person is one person, that one person for you.
Because you're very literal. You're literal. You're very literal like me.
Let's get literal. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, first of all, let's define my person. Okay. Let's go there.
Okay.
Let's start there.
All right.
My person. Y'all can chime in the comments as well. My person it's a feeling like love. You can't describe love. You can't, granted, you don't even believe in love.
It's not a thing. That's why you can't describe it.
But my person, it's just a feeling. It's a vibe. It's an energy. It's like they get you. You get each other. You want to be in each other's skin outside of, you know, just touch being your love language, whatever the case may be. It's just like you instead of hanging out with the girls or the guys, you really want to be like, shit, I'm in the house with my girl, or me and my girl about to go somewhere, or my girl calling, like I'm about to go. Like, you know what I mean? It's just an indescribable feeling for someone, and the connection that y'all have together. It's just this is my person. It's not like this is my person, it's the only person in the world. It's just
but you could feel that multiple times.
You can feel it with different people for sure. So the feeling, let's put my person as a feeling instead of an actual attached to a person. So it's a feeling, like love, companionship. It's a feeling.
Okay.
My dilemma's been,
but you can have a companionship and not have those deep feelings.
You're right. Which is
I do that all the time.
I want to work to get over to that side. I want to work to meet a woman. We have a good vibe. She has a good personality. She's cute. She's attractive. She has her stuff together. She checks all the little boxes. And I may not feel like, I may not have that feeling like, this is my person. So, but how do I get past that and be like, you know what? Let me just at least plant the seed and water it, like, and it might grow into this. I might feel like it's my person down the line, some shit like that. I don't fucking know.
So I want to go deeper. Explain this thought process of this feeling when you know, like, you have this connection with this person. Like, do your best to use adjectives.
First of all,
like, what's the thought process? Like, what is it about? And I don't want like, oh, she had a dope personality. Like, what's the feeling that you get? Like, and you're like, this is my person. I really, because to
if
me,
I
it
had
just
to
sounds
put a
like you.
feeling on it, even though you're gonna probably put your head down, like you already did a long blink. If I had to put a feeling on it, the feeling would be like, as if you found a missing piece of you.
Okay.
It's a feeling of.
How do you know that you found that over chicken wings and tequila? Y'all just sitting there eating chicken and drinking, you know, a little lemon drop here, and you feel like you found your missing person? How does that happen?
It's over the time span of the chit chat. And then, because
memes on Instagram.
in order for girl, fuck,
I can't.
In order for them to even get to wings and tequila, I already have to feel something, and that's via talking,
some memes on Instagram.
Sometimes we might send voice notes back and forth.
Okay.
Like it's an energy, a vibe.
I ignore my Instagram DMs. That's probably why I'm single. So I'm just trying to understand.
You gotta get into the spam folder too, because there might be some people over there that might be no. Mm-mm. It's just really an indescribable feeling, and like if I don't feel that with somebody, I'd be like, I'm cool. But I want to get better. That's the purpose of the show. Talking to different people, asking opinions online, and specifically asking you how would I go about changing my mindset, or what? Okay, let's go here. Because I need storylines. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm a communicator. I commute with stories. I meet somebody. We have a good rapport, great conversation. They check all the little boxes, surface level boxes as they can, because we're surface level right now. We can get deeper. Which is why I have this book, because the book is where the deepness happens. Because that has over 600 questions. The real meaningful things, like what's something from your childhood that you think impacts you today? Mm. How do you handle conflict? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
those are great questions.
Deep questions in there. But before we get there, they check my little surface level boxes. And then usually if they don't feel like my person, I'm like, this don't feel like nothing. I'm cool. Mm-hmm. Granted, I do feel like there's some. So what is it? Compatibility. Chemistry doesn't always mean compatibility, because I always equate to. Absolutely. Some people, y'all just are more, y'all chemistry is sexual. Some is business wise. Mm-hmm. Some are, my person. Some are Earl and Bethel, where it's like, our chemistry is like, we just look good on paper and we should just be together. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to, if they don't feel like my person, how can I be like, you know what? I don't feel like they're my person, but let me see it through my boy. Like, I don't know how to get further than that, because I'm usually like just turned off in a sense.
I think it's just a mindset thing. Like, there's no way, and I think the people would agree with me, that you can assess that somebody's your person that fast. Now, mind you, I just had this conversation with somebody. It don't take 6 months. It don't take a year. It don't take that long.
Right.
But it takes, at least a month or two. I was seriously dating, getting to seriously dating intentionally.
Okay.
Intentionally dating and getting to know somebody to find out if they're your person or not. And it depends on what your person looks like. Right? Mm-hmm. Because that's what I was getting to earlier with, you're like, oh, our personalities vibe, our chemistry vibe, that's great. But if it's the middle of the night and you want a steak, can she cook it?
That part.
Men care about stuff like that.
For sure.
Like if I'm sick and I'm on my deathbed, are you gonna wipe my ass if I can't wipe my ass?
Right.
Are you gonna be there for me when I'm feeling sad and down? Do I feel safe with you to express my feelings? That's who your person should be.
Right.
You're not going to find that out over chicken wings and tequila. You have to give it time to develop, because
it's multiple weeks. It's a bare minimum.
And sharing memes on Instagram, you're not going to find that out.
4 to 8 weeks, bare minimum of chit-chatting.
Okay. I just think you need to take the time to develop the connection. I think if it's not an instant connection for you, because maybe you're used to those instant connections.
I am.
And if
my whole life.
If it's not, but it hasn't worked out for you because you're still single.
Of my life.
Those instant connections. So me, I'm scared of instant connections. Like that we about to be toxic. Like you meet that person and y'all vibing and it's like, ooh, you gonna have me in my feelings and I'm not about to do that.
Everybody be your person.
But I don't cut them off though because I feel that
right
way.
There before you get into your head, that right there, wait, that cross section. That's a good point. That cross section where y'all vibing, y'all blah. Mm-hmm. You get here, it's at the peak, and then like right before you get to this point where you drop back down, that little intersection right there is where that feeling right there, like the my person feeling. When you get there, everything's so good. It's a vibe. We so fun. It's like, why you complete my sentences? I was just thinking about wings earlier today, and you talking about you want some wings. Like, how do you know that? Like, look, that type shit happens. You like, nah, I'm scaling back. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm right there like, this is God. Is this my person? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna take her a little bit more serious. I'm gonna
see when I get to that place, it's when I need to know, like, okay, I really need to get to know this man because I do like him and I can see myself with him. He has potential.
There we go.
Now he's my person. He has potential to be my person, and that's when you start to dive deeper to find out.
Right?
Can I confide in you? Can I really tell you my deepest, darkest secrets and you not judge me?
Right.
Can I tell you about my past behaviors and the things I done and you not throw it back in my face when we're arguing? When we're arguing, do you know how to communicate?
But the thing about it is,
like that's where my mind goes.
Well,
like,
some of those questions.
Can I really trust this man?
But no one.
I don't go to this my person and we get married.
You don't get there until you get there. Like Mike Tyson said, motherfuckers, everybody got a game plan until they get hit in the face. So like you can have all those deep conversations and how can I confide in you until you actually confide in them, and then they fucking drop the ball on you.
True, but the difference between me and you is if it doesn't work out, I'm not heartbroken because I didn't already deem this person as my person or people, since now I know that you can have multiple people instead of one person. All my life, I've been looking for my person, my one and only person who gets me and understands me and my quirks and all those things. But what you're saying is that you can have this feeling with multiple people, and I don't know if I agree with that.
That same person there's multiple people out there who get all of that about you.
I haven't met them.
Yeah, because you fucking
have not met
a gangster when you date.
Am I? Maybe you need to incorporate some of that gangster mentality because you out here falling deep in love over chicken wings, tequila, and Instagram memes.
Goodness. Okay, at least you added Instagram memes on there. At first it was just chicken wings and tequila.
Some Bargos, wings, and fries. Oh my God.
Some kickback wings and fries.
Okay, at least kickback better than Bargos.
I know, right? So, all right. I think we got that under. Okay, I think
you just need to take a step back. Like when you were feeling that way, not initially think like, oh, this is my person. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, they have the potential to be your person.
There we go.
And then really start to dial in and get to know that person deeper than surface level. And then decide. You just need more steps. You already got 50 million steps in the beginning, but then you get to the stage where y'all eating chicken wings. All the steps just go out the window, and then that's your person. It's like, no, maybe you should cut out some of these steps and put a little bit more steps here.
Okay. So when I get the feeling that that route up the little peak where you be at, mm-hmm. When I feel like, okay, this is my person, I'm supposed to take a breath, take a step back.
Mm-hmm. You get too excited. Don't get excited because that's how you get let down.
I've never really gave someone a chance who didn't feel like it was my person. Like I don't even know how to get to there. Yeah.
So I think the answer is still the same. Like whether you feel like they're your person or you don't, you still need to take that time to actually see if it's that person. So what you're doing is, if you don't feel that way, you're just instantly throwing them away and cutting them off. But you haven't.
I mean, they might linger around. They've blown for 7 years, 6, give or take.
That's a done deal. You just let that go.
No, we still, to this day, it's still like energy is there, chemistry is there. But it's just like,
I just feel like no woman worth of salt would take you seriously after you played with me for 6-7 years.
That's the thing. I don't play.
Well, same thing.
No,
like it might be but it might be mutual that y'all both don't want to be together. But if we ain't did it for 6-7 years, I don't know if I would ever. Maybe it's just me personally, but I don't know if I'd be like, oh yeah, let's try it out now. Is this about a specific person? Do you want to like feel this way about this person?
No, this is.
I feel like 6-7 years, you know whether that's your person or not.
Well, I mean, granted, we ain't like, we might go 2 years not talk at all. Then we get back to chit chatting for a little minute.
But you feel like you know them on a deeper level, though.
No, we never got really that deep.
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, she's just an example. So for me, I'm just trying to take her as an example of someone who checks some of my like preliminary boxes.
Right. But you don't have that
when we're
feeling.
together, I don't have that feeling like this is my person.
Why?
I don't have, it's just, I feel
you
like
just
that.
don't have the feeling that you can't put an adjective to.
Correct.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, so let's say, for example, her or someone like her who I do meet and who checks all the preliminary boxes and stuff like that. I want to be able to be like, all right, they don't feel like my person, but how I navigate this is by doing, I think because I'm so literal, I think that's what I'm looking for in an answer. Like, all right, boom, take it.
This is not a literal thing, though.
I know, but the thing about it is, I think I just got the little epiphany that I think it's just because I'm such an all or nothing person that I just have to I have to plant the seed in my mind to be like, all right, Adam, let's get over the my person thing and let's just be very serious. I'm intentional with everybody. Let's be.
You're not intentional unless you have that feeling.
Exactly. So now
you're not intentional with everybody. You just said I'm intentional with everybody.
Right. I'm intentional with everyone who I have that feeling with. So how do I got to get intentional with someone who I don't have that feeling with.
But still has the potential.
But I think that's, you know what? I think I'm scared.
Of?
I think I'm scared that I go into it with this mind frame of, we got an attraction to each other. You check my boxes. We great chemistry together as far as being funny, sense of humor, all that one shit. But I just never fall in like that deeply in love with them.
Do you need that?
Yes, because people only wipe people's asses if they fall in love with them.
Absolutely not. I think, speaking for me, for somebody who doesn't believe in love because it's not a real thing, if I find the person that I have built a life with, we have acquired wealth, which is the whole point of marriage, right? Is to acquire familial wealth.
Right.
We've done that. He's given me this great life. Now, I don't believe in love. He doesn't get on my nerves. I feel safe with him. I confide in him. If something was to happen to that man and he needed his ass wiped, I would wipe his ass. I would bathe him. I would be there for him in the same manner that he was there for me.
That's very transactional.
Relationships are transactional. So we had this conversation. Relationships are and I feel like these are only conversations that Black people have. And I think I said that before. Most other cultures understand that relationships, marriages are transactional. Back in the day, that's why they used to just have arranged marriages. This family, we're going to get together, we're going to get this money.
And it's going to be a bigger empire, blah, blah.
We're going to get this money. Nobody cared about being in love. I don't need to be in love. I just need you to not get on my nerves. Like, just don't piss me off and we'll be just fine. I think you need to get that out of your head. Like, and I also feel like it can develop later. So my thing is another fear. Mm-hmm.
is being with someone who I'm not in love with and cheating because I'm not happy.
All right.
Granted, I'm not a cheater.
No, let's break that
down. I
don't
value coochie. I don't be like, oh, she fired. Like I gotta.
Let's break that down.
But I think that's a majority why a lot of men cheat is because they're just not happy in there.
Being in love and being happy is not synonymous. It's not the same. So what in a relationship would make you unhappy?
Just them.
Okay.
Just
Adam.
ick.
The feeling. Those feelings. You need to get rid of those feelings. Them feelings need to go away.
The ick. The ick of like, ooh. I can only describe his fucking feelings. The feeling of just existing here. Like I can't fathom living in a household where I'm just tolerated or I'm just there because we look good on paper or it's just comfortable there. So, and I think that's my fear with not going in like, man, this is my person. This is my dog. Like we've been like that since we first met. Like we've been inseparable and blah, blah, blah. Like to build that and then get down the line and right there like, okay, we look good on paper. I plant that seed to try to make me feel like I love this person or I could love this person or this person can feel like my person. And they never reached that, I feel like I would just be existing then.
I feel like all that sounds good. I think it sounds amazing. And I'm sure every wife, every husband goes into it wanting to be all those things.
But
I
knew about
real world and life be lifing.
Life do be lifing.
Life be lifing. It's real different when you have that life with somebody. You know I don't think that's and that doesn't mean that you can't grow into that. You might not feel like that's your person initially, but it might be a time where you hit rock bottom and that person that you might not have felt that initial spark with was the only person there for you.
See,
and then that spark grows. It's always fear in dating.
Grow into.
It's always fear in dating.
Into that.
Don't you automatically have that fear? I've never not dated a man and had a fear that this wasn't going to work out. That fear is always there.
I never had that fear.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? You think it's gonna work out with every person you deal with?
Yeah, until it doesn't.
Oh, it must be nice.
It is. It's amazing.
Oh,
you know what's so crazy? I learned that it comes from middle child syndrome.
Oh, see, I'm an only child.
Only children is spoiled. Things don't go your way. It's like a bit. Yeah, middle child is. We grew up in solitude. We grew up neglected, feeling like everybody else got attention but us, falling in love, So we grew up like not seeking. Well, some seek it, some don't seek it. But luckily for me, I didn't grow up like when it rains outside. I'm not like, oh, what's I cuddling up? I'm like, ooh, I get to lay on my couch in my blanket and watch whatever I want to watch. You know what I mean? So it comes from that where it's like. Luckily for me, I go into relationships with the highest, not expectations, but
optimism.
That's the word I was
You're very optimistic.
Very optimistic. And then they do something, I let them know like, hey, I don't like that. This made me feel like this because I'm emotionally intelligent man and I can articulate my things without attacking them and all the other shit. So I articulate all of the things and then they do it again. They do it again. They do it again. I'm like, hey, remember I told you, like, this is what I need. You know, I'm. Is there anything I can do more for you? Like, I'm checking out whatever you need. Okay, cool. I need this. And then when they don't do it and they get to a point, I don't do like 3 strikes, you're out. But I just get to a point where I'm like, you know what? This isn't gonna work. I'm out. And this is literally like that. Those are my exact words. Like, this ain't gonna work. Like, this is over with. I keep telling you this and you don't do it. Like, I mean, at this point, we're just not meant to be. So split.
But don't you think your person is somebody that's not threatened or insecure by who you are and your occupation and lifestyle?
So thing about that is, I don't think anyone is beyond feeling threatened or insecure or triggered. I've said it before, like healed doesn't mean you're never triggered, you're never feeling insecure, you're never It's when you feel those feelings, you're able to breathe, take a step back or whatever, identify what made you feel like that, and either just let it go because if it was something you really made up in your head, or you're able to bring it to your person like, hey, this made me feel a little insecure. This made me feel a little like, can we talk about it? Yeah, let's sit down, talk about it, blah, blah, blah. We talk about it, and then we come to a conclusion, and boom, boom, boom. So I don't think nobody's beyond feeling that way, like even if it's my person, per se.
You just feel like they can articulate it in a manner that is beneficial for the both of you.
I suppose. I mean,
where's the confusion?
You articulate it in a way where it's beneficial. No, they articulate it in a way where it's in a healthy manner, like a healthy manner, not a beneficial manner. It's just a healthy manner. It's healthy ways of communicating.
Okay, we can use the word healthy. Same thing. Well, you can use
beneficial and healthy are not the fucking same.
Beneficial. But I say beneficial. When I say beneficial, I mean I'm telling you how I feel, and we both can come to a mutual understanding of how to move forward in our relationship, which is beneficial for the both of you.
Yeah, for her to.
So you haven't found. So you haven't found that person who has been able to give you that.
Correct.
Okay.
But in that sense, yeah. I mean,
so when you go into your next relationship or whatever you would like to call it, do you think you should lead with those types of, this is what I need? Like, this is because you said you over explained because you know that your lifestyle can be triggering to women. Mm-hmm. And you also said, that nobody's above being triggered. So, but do you go in saying, you may be triggered by certain things. I just need you to explain to me when you're feeling that way. It's 1000%. Completely okay for you to feel that way. Mm-hmm. Just let me know and I'll be there and I'll do whatever I need to, make you feel safe and secure with me.
1000%. Specifically the last one. With me, first I started a memoir after about 2 relationships ago. When that ended, I sat down and like, okay, I identified one pattern of how I date. Why did this end? Let me figure out why this ended. Let me figure out what pattern, what am I doing wrong, blah, blah, blah. So I started writing my memoir. And in that, I did a lot of self-discovery, self-healing, and all that one shit, even though wasn't the reason why I broke up. But the last relationship, everything you just said, almost verbatim. Sometimes I put like words down there, like definition. I use big words. Almost verbatim. Word? Yeah, for some, they like what's verbatim mean? Verbatim was just, hey, I want you to feel safe, secure when you have the feelings. You're not above being triggered. I know. We're gonna go out. People come up to me, talk to me. Even sat down and explained to her, like going places. I'm like, hey, a lot of people know me. I do not know a lot of people. There's gonna be people come up to me, and I don't want them to feel embarrassed or something. So they're gonna come up to me like Adam or Face, or whatever case may be, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, what?" It's gonna seem like I know who this person is. Mm-hmm. I have no idea who they are, and I don't want to make them feel embarrassed because they probably think because we're social media friends and we make chit chat on our post that we're really that cool. Mm-hmm. So I may not introduce you because then I got to be like, my girlfriend, this is so-and-so, and I'm not going to know their name. So just chill. Hey, what up, you been good? You been good? Oh, yeah, me and my girl, we got to go over here to the little hot dog stand, like, good seeing you. And we're going to keep it moving. Just know that if I don't introduce you, it ain't no funny business. It's that if I introduce you, I can't introduce them because I don't know their fucking names. I don't know who this person is. They're just speaking to me. Like, that's how minute, like to the detail, I explain things and explain that to them. So even though I did all that, said all of that,
you did this in the beginning,
middle, and the end.
While y'all was eating chicken wings,
literally while I was eating chicken wings at Bargo's.
Okay,
and before that, Yeah.
Mhm.
Then and then on, because
And
before that
what
was just
was
chit
her
chat.
response when you was explaining these things?
Same thing everybody says. Yours is so different. No man's ever told me just bring something to them and make me feel like safe enough to bring something to them and not make me feel like I'm crazy, blah, 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 all that whole shindig.
Mm-hmm.
But because of their past traumas and triggers and the things they've been through, like still repeatedly, instead of bringing it to me in like hey, this made me feel like this. It was
an accusation instead of a
accusation,
conversation.
that part. And then when I answered it, like, that's not what happened. Like, that person is a totally different person. Like, for example, they thought that one of my female friends was, they asked me a loaded question. First of all, let's start there. And I knew it was loaded, but I had to answer it because they asked me a question. And I gotta be honest. So they asked me, like, has there been anyone who I did a photo shoot with who I wanted to date? So I went to, like, yeah, it was this one girl. She's a SLP. Like, we did a shoot, and then like the following like week or so later, she was out riding around in her Jeep. And I said, hey, swoop me up. I wanted the wind to blow in my beard, like, and we had just the most spontaneous, fun ass fucking date from there on, and we talked every day, blah, blah, blah. So I gave her a whole spiel of who the person was.
And did you feel like that was your person?
Yeah, and I was sorry she moved because I felt that was my fucking person for sure.
Okay. All right.
So fast forward a little bit, my friend and her share the same name. Totally different complexions.
Okay.
Both moved to Florida or be in Florida. One lives here. The other one actually moved down there. My friend lives here though. She's just always down in Miami. She thought that I was trying to basically keep my friend around and say she was my friend and not the girl who I actually wanted to date. So it was a loaded question that even probably to this day she doesn't believe. Even though I showed her the other girl,
it's
the SLP girl, look, she's brown skin.
Right.
Here's her nails and skin on a Jeep fucking steering wheel. Here's the pictures we did where she's holding SLP, speech language pathologist, balloons, brown skin. My friend is light skinned as fuck. But she, in her head, she creates a narrative that, so like I was a lying ass nigga because I was like, no, that's two different people. It's like, no, I told my friend you were lying to me. Then I'm like, that's the issue. That's an internal issue with her that was repeatedly happening. And I got to a point where I'm like, this isn't gonna work because I don't reside, hang out, work where I'm not trusted. And I explained that to her like probably at the first or second time. I'm like, look, if I bartend somewhere and they didn't trust me with the money or something, like I'm like, I quit. Me and my brother, we got a construction company. Like if I say like, hey, I need to go over to the client house and get my saw for a job I gotta do. He like, oh, I can't give you the door code because they just said only I can have it. I'm like, well, you can have the whole fucking job. If I'm not trusted, I don't need to be there. Middle child syndrome. Like I don't need to be there. So explain that, and still we ended up breaking up because she just could not get over that interrogatory ass questioning as if I was lying. So no matter, back to what I said earlier, no matter how many times you have those conversations up front and motherfuckers get punched in the face and shit goes awry, like Tyson said.
I agree. That's why you shouldn't be feeling like somebody's your person without later on down the line and actually putting that person to the test. And when problems and things arise, to actually see, can this person really give me what I need? Can they really, they talk a good game. They talk a good game. But when it really comes down to it, are they going to be the person that I need?
That part.
You just, it's the initial, like you want to feel that initially. And I just think that's foolish. Like you need to, like shit needs to happen.
That's rare. I wouldn't say foolish. I feel attacked. I feel attacked. I'm a fool.
Please don't feel attacked.
I'm a fool.
Like, you know something I've been working. Well, I recently started working on it. You should be proud of me because the last guy I was dating, like he was probably the first guy who told me like I talk crazy as hell.
And been doing that.
But I don't know if I've just dated men who just like put up with it Or they maybe they
Yes,
just never,
more.
or it didn't bother them, or they just never said anything.
They put up with it.
But he was like, you talk crazy as hell. So I've been trying. I don't want you to feel attacked. So maybe I shouldn't use foolish.
It's rare. We already agree that's
Okay.
rare. High school sweethearts is a real thing.
It's rare. You gotta grow. I just feel like you have to grow into that feeling. You have to go through shit. You have to go through shit to grow through shit.
Okay.
You have to be in those situations. Like somebody gotta see. Look, what's
but that shit
Tyler
only
Perry?
happens 7-8 months down the line.
No,
But
not
when
necessarily.
the feelings get deeper, that's the thing. No one's real true level of healness is revealed until it gets deeper into feelings, because no one reveals their feelings, triggers, until they've developed those deeper emotions.
That's why you gotta wait until those deeper emotions develop.
But now I'm gonna break up with them then. Like, the fuck?
No. But your expectation is lowered, right? So if you go into it thinking like, this is my person, this is the person I'm gonna spend my life with, you're highly disappointed when it doesn't work out. If you take a step back from those feelings and those emotions that this is your person, and you actually grow with that person, you learn that person, they learn you, and then y'all come together, and hopefully, it all works out. But if it don't, your expectation is less.
So,
but your issue is that you want to have that spark, that instant chemistry from the beginning. But you can have that.
That has been my issue. I want to learn how to not worry about having a spark and get past it.
But you can get that spark later is what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think it's better when you develop it later, because what if this situation arises, right? We could take the same situation that you were just speaking about, but it goes different. And you explain to her, like, look, you tripping. Two totally different people. Right. And she goes, oh, my bad. I thought it was the same person. I trust you enough and I believe you at your word if you tell me that's not that. You mean to tell me if that situation happens, you're not going to feel a spark?
It was so crazy when you said I felt a little spark.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because that's what you want. That's important to you. To feel trusted.
Yes.
That's important to you. Yeah. That can give you that spark that you might not have had before.
You're right.
But now she's showing you something like, oh, she trusts me. I can be myself.
I'm always myself, but yeah, they trust me. I gotta get over that fear of it just not that spark never happened.
I've never felt like that at the beginning of anything.
First of all, you at least you felt it. You've admitted you felt something.
Yes.
That is the.
But I feel like that's the chemistry,
so I was trying to equate that to, like, so you can feel where I'm, like, that feeling right there, that little intersection right there is what I feel. I just feel it a little bit down here where we're sending memes and chicken wings and tequila and da-da-da. Like, oh, this is my person. Like, you feel it up here, and then you like, oh, scale back. Let me take it a little bit slow. Like, so that feeling that you felt right there, you felt it before.
But not necessarily take it slow. I don't mind a fast pace. But I think it's just like tempering my expectations. Like, just because I feel this spark right here, that doesn't mean that it's going to last.
They're going, you know what's so crazy? I think using that verbiage. It's like, I ain't gonna put verbiage on there.
Yes, you are.
I ain't gonna put verbiage. We've already established that I don't have disappointment at the end. I'm not heartbroken at the end. I'm like, damn.
So your last breakup, you weren't heartbroken?
No. Let me
okay,
clarify.
No. Wait, time out. Okay, wait, I gotta ask this question.
Heartbreak.
I gotta ask this question.
I define heartbreak as like crying in your fucking pillow.
I gotta ask this question. Now, this is just me being quirky, me and not believing in love and all that weird feeling shit that y'all be feeling. So you mean to tell me you get all excited about this person? You think that this is your person. Like, and when you say person, you mean the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
I'm planning in my head, wedding, how I'm gonna
marriage, everything.
I already planned it out.
And it don't work out. And you're like, meh, oh well. Fuck out of here. That's not your person.
Wait.
That's not your person.
Let me
That's
explain.
not your person.
So
you did not feel that way.
Let me explain.
Mm-mm.
See that there are perspectives.
Okay.
You can't fathom that because you come from a different perspective. Me, I don't want to sound conceited, but you know when you say but, you delete everything in front of it.
However,
I hold myself to such a high regard in the sense of how I am as a man, how good of a man I am, where I come from, being an ancient ass man to where I am now. Compound that with being middle child, growing up, I find happiness in solitude. Like Batman, bang, I'm gonna put that little scene right there.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
Oh, I grew up in darkness.
Like you're afraid of the dark.
You merely adapted to it. Like I grew up in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in it. Like, so when it comes to people in general, like friends, whenever someone does me wrong, it's so easy for me to be right there like light switch.
Did they do you wrong or did it just not work out? Either way, if you really was
They did me
that
wrong.
in tune with that person, you would feel a way. Like even I don't believe in love. I don't think I was ever in love with somebody. I feel a way.
That's what I said. What I say a second ago, I said define heartbreak. I felt
like you
the
were
way.
sad and you were upset about it.
So we go through the stages. I was mad. Fuck her. Like, she don't treat me like that. Keep trying to interrogate me and shit. Like, I don't deserve that shit. Like, I'm better than that. Like, I done showed her I'm everything. She said I'm different. She said I'm da-da-da-da. Fuck all this da-da-da-da. Like, go through the mad stage. And then I be sorry for a minute. Like, dang, I miss her. Da-da-da-da stage.
Yep.
Damn, I'm sorry that didn't work out. Like, then I go through the question and say, I think I posted this on my Facebook. Y'all know I'm so transparent on my Facebook. I posted like, I go through the stage of like questioning everything. Like, dang, should I give her a little bit more chance? Should I give her a little bit more grace? Like, was there some progress? No,
so
but
you do care.
Could I push past that and just be like, okay, every blue moon, I got to feel like I'm being interrogated. Every blue moon, I got to feel like I'm an ain't shit nigga. Can I push past that? Then my real nigga side come in like, man, fuck that shit, nigga. You deserve somebody who gonna motherfucking not treat you like that, not put you through that bullshit. They gonna trust every word you say. You ain't gonna have to do none of this shit, da-da-da. And then I get up, I'm like, you right, my nigga. Pfft, fuck her. And that's how.
But so you shouldn't say that you don't care, Dan. So you do care. I'm not saying you were crying in the corner.
Heartbroken.
I'm not saying by heartbroken, I don't mean that you were crying in the corner.
That's what I consider heartbroken.
But I mean, if you,
I didn't care.
All right, let me ask you this. So you're a person and you're up here and you're like, you feel this spark, you have this feeling, whatever this emotional feeling is. So when it don't work out, you don't have that feeling of sadness that it didn't work out?
I'd be mad.
No, that's not what I asked.
Then I'd be salty.
I'm equating.
I might be salty and sad. Okay.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm equating this imaginary feeling that you have when you meet this person over chicken wings and Instagram memes. You have this feeling.
You forgot tequila in there.
And tequila. A lemon drop with tequila. Don Julio rep.
Yeah, rep for sure.
This feeling. So once that feeling goes away, you feel something.
It's not instant. Like, so for example, with the last situation, when I said, you know what? Like, you keep doing this as a repeated behavior that I've already told you that I didn't accept, and we already agreed, like, if you did it again, I would be gone. You're doing it again, so I'm gone, da-da-da. Like, I'm mad for a minute. I'm like, fuck her. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks down the line, a month, and some change, I heard, like, I started thinking, like, was that worth breaking up over? Could I put up with that? Then this is real life how it happens with her and the one before that, because they both I thought were my person. Could I just put up with that? Is it that serious? Blah, blah, blah. And then I go in my head. I'm in my head talking about it.
Are you going through your stages of grief?
Yes.
So you're heartbroken. Why is that hard for you to say?
Because define heartbreak to me is
you're going
like
through stages of grief
sad,
because you lost
crying in a pillow.
You don't have to cry to be heartbroken, but you're going through stages of grief because you lost somebody that was important to you in your life that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with. It sounds like you were going through.
I will agree with that.
You were heartbroken.
Well, that's not hard. Just say I would. So did
why
you go through?
Why does that word bother you?
Because to me, my definition of heartbreak is fucking like them, where I dumped them and I say we're done, and they're fucking.
So they're heartbroken, but you're not heartbroken.
I was their person.
It's the same thing though. Why would they be heartbroken and you not?
Because they're like
men are so
online
funny
talking about like trying to paint me as the villain and blah blah blah. That's the heartbreak part.
Y'all just dealt with it differently.
Hey. And on that note, let's go to the fire round questioning.
Can't believe you.
Heartbreak
men are
so no,
y'all are crazy creatures.
Heartbreak, no, women are crazy creatures. Heartbreak is just crying in a fucking pillow, sliding down the wall.
Y'all just heartbreak is heartbreak. How you deal with it might not be the same as what anybody else does, but you go through stages of grief because you lost somebody.
Heartbreak though.
Were you not grieving that relationship?
No.
Then what the fuck were you grieving?
I wasn't grieving anything. I just went through the stages of.
What's the thing where they throw the papers? All right, these questions.
All right, fire round questions. This is the bottom on this one. These are quick fire, either or.
Okay.
Ready?
All right.
Texting or calling?
Texting.
Texting over calling?
Yes.
You text. Oh no, I can't do no bunch.
So here's the thing. Let me explain. Monday through Friday, I work from home, and people don't understand that I work. And so after working and being on the computer for however many hours from 8 to 5, when I get off, I want to take a shower, get my food, sit in front of the TV and watch my little ratchet shows or whatever.
You write some ratchet ass shows.
And whatever TV show I'm into, I do not want to sit there and hold the phone and talk to you. Now, I'll text you while I'm watching my shows, but I literally have a window depending on what activity or work my daughter got going, I have a window of 2 to 3 hours of what I could watch my little TV. I do not want it disturbed.
I can understand not disturbed, but I need FaceTime.
But if you call me while I'm at work, I may or may not answer. But after 5, don't call me. Text me. All right. Deep conversation or fun banter?
I'm gonna say deep conversation because you can learn a lot more about somebody for sure. Lounge spot, like turned up lounge spot, or rooftop bar?
Rooftop bar.
You just my rooftop bar girly.
Overlooking the city.
Yeah, for sure.
Dressing up for a date or keeping it casual?
Dressing up. I love putting that shit on.
Same.
I gotta show motherfuckers like
same.
They're not.
You got the baddest bitch on your arm.
Them niggas don't even know how to put these color. You got the whole little maroon up top with the. They don't even know how to put these colors together. You feel me? Dating app or meeting in person?
Meeting in person. I hate dating apps.
So motherfuckers really be like, well, I guess so. I
just told you I ignore DMs on Instagram.
I cannot if I see a pretty girl on like Target, I cannot be like they're like. So you like Cheerios or you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Like I cannot initiate a conversation with a complete stranger.
But you can in the DMs.
Because we're already friends at that point.
No, we're not. If I don't know you and you're in my DMs, I think that's a problem with society nowadays because y'all feel more comfortable in virtual reality than actual reality. And I think that's the problem with dating.
Well, I've been like that all my life, but yeah.
Lies. We ain't had Facebook and Instagram all our lives. We old Adam. We older millennials.
First of all, yeah, even before MySpace, I was not getting on with women in Walmart and Kroger.
So how was you meeting women?
I know you. I see you in the club or somewhere, and you with your friends. I come up to you, hey, what up, T? What's going on? What up? Y'all want to drink? Blah, blah, blah.
How is that any different from you seeing me in Walmart?
No, I know you. Like I know you. And let me finish the whole story. What up, T? Da, 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 you want to drink? Da, da, da. As I'm getting you a drink, your friends, and now
Oh, you trying to get on with my friend? Oh, I see.
I started with you because I know you, and then your friend. I know energies and vibes. I pick up on that shit. Like might be my Scorpio on me or whatever. But if one of your friends is feeling me at that point, they like, who doing some sort of nudge or something. And I'm like, what's up with you? Oh, and then I start talking to them because they're with you. So that's how it happened. All right. Friends first or instant connection?
Instant.
Because I know you don't do friends. Yeah.
Ideal partner, opposites attract or a sim?
We gotta assimilate. We gotta be like on the same accord.
I don't like opposites.
Yeah, we're gonna butt heads.
Especially because I'm
we're
weird. I can't. If you can't be weird with me, we're not gonna work.
That part. Would you rather date someone who challenges you or who compliments you?
Compliments.
So you want to challenge and get better at whatever? Okay.
I need you to understand I am who I am. Okay. And we gonna yin yang this. Or you gonna get the fuck on. Spontaneous adventure or planned dates?
Fuck. That is a hard one.
You're so spontaneous.
I'm so spontaneous. I love spontaneous, but I love planning a date because when I plan a date, I don't miss. And I don't miss because we have so much chit chat. And I know your likes.
Because you done sent me a meme. Let me tell you, this is what men do.
Oh my! Don't.
This is what they do, girls. They send you memes or they say things to you so they can get to know you inadvertently instead of them actually coming out and asking. So then, like when you be posting stuff on like your social media, they be like, "Oh yeah, she like a type of nigga like this. This is the type of nigga she like. So I'm gonna be that so they can get in good." So they be like, they send you this like part. this or that. Yeah. And then he show up and you think like he's in tune with you. Like, oh my God, how did he know I like this? Because your dumb ass posted it on your social media.
First of all, I want to call you dumb. But
I'm sorry, I'm working on that. Because you're intellectually challenged ass.
That's still calling them dumb. No. Listen, yes, she's absolutely right. Y'all do put way too much online and a nigga can literally read y'all for who y'all are, I'm not one of them because I'm one of the good ones. And I don't, in the chit chat stage, it's a matter of just like, for example, I might be like, you ever been to an opera? You ever been to like, you seen like the orchestra other than the candlelight one? No. I personally like orchestras. I love, so I'm going to first date, surprise you with an opera, or I ain't gonna tell you where we're going. I'm gonna tell you what to dress, how to dress, what vibe, like cocktail dress, black, or I might say like maybe if you were going to an opera, but we're going to an orchestra or whatever. So I mean, like that's how I do. Like I always be my authentic self. That's the difference between me and them fuck niggas. But yeah, you got the last one.
First kiss on the first date or wait it out?
Ooh, I am a person who's like take things slow when I think that they're my person. I'm like, let's take things slow because sex and kiss and all that shit it's literally a thing. It's a connection. Sex is a connection. Kissing is a connection. So I try to wait that out because if we kiss too early or have sex too early, we can confuse that lust for love and connection. So I'm gonna wait it out. And with that said, that was a great conversation. This might be the record for the longest and most fucking complications.
Duh, because you need to just do this with me because we're the best.
But do what we want to do? Sit here and interview a person? We have to get different perspectives on dating so we can stop going years without dating. First of all, 2018 is fucking crazy. I at least had someone last year.
Let me preface this that I'm single and please don't take any of my advice because clearly I can't keep a man. I can't get a man.
It ain't about keeping them or getting them. I think you're just really a little stuff. You know what it is about you? What? I'm about to read you because I'm your friend.
Clock it.
I think I'm about to clock you yet.
Clock it.
That's kind of crazy. I just think you're such a hard rock that you really are a gem. But you want to be such a hard rock.
Okay, Lauryn Hill.
And yeah. That men, good men, granted, you already know I'm biased. I hate niggas. They all be fuck niggas, only like 0.1% that's good. The good men, though, we don't fuck with them hard rocks. Like, we give y'all a little bit. Like the dude, he might have been like, Like what did he say to you about your language? You was
I talk crazy.
Talk crazy. Like that's the warning. That's the warning. You talk crazy. Like especially that to me. Like don't do that. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you do a couple more times, we're like, she's just a hard rock. I'm on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you just a hard rock and you need to soften up a little bit.
So like no lie, like the last guy I dated like read the fuck out of me, right? And so he was like, you know what your problem is? I'm like, I'm sure you're going to tell me. And he was like, you're too okay with being alone.
That is the actual thing.
And I'm an only child. I've been alone my whole life.
That is an actual fucking thing.
So, and I'm just like, if me and him getting into it, I'm like, bye, nigga.
Bye.
You don't like the way I talk? Bye, nigga.
So when I say I can buy girl,
but I'm not going into it thinking that they're my person.
Touche.
Like that's different.
But still that same. But before the bye nigga, you was like, I like this guy a lot.
I don't know about a lot. He's
for
tolerable.
You, it's gotta be a lot.
It's tolerable.
I know you. You in order to get even for him to even read you or tell you blah blah blah, you have to like him a lot.
I did like him, yes.
See how you wouldn't lie on the.
I didn't lie.
You liked the nigga.
I liked him.
And how easy it was to be like, nigga, bye. I liked you, but bye. I'm the same way.
No, but you be thinking like this is gonna be spend the rest of life. I don't think
like
that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life.
Feel
with
like
him.
I'm gonna live. I done planned the wedding in my head. I already told my nigga like,
I'm not doing all that.
I'm gonna.
If I plan my wedding with you in my head, nigga, you're not going anywhere. Over you, her, your cousin, dead body.
No, you would. You would plan in your head, but as soon as they. Because you're. Let me tell you why. Because you're only child. As soon as he fuck up or he mistreats you in a way, you're gonna be able to like nigga bye.
Not if I'm planning our wedding.
Even if
now, mind you, I've never felt that way.
Your wedding, you're gonna be like nigga bye.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll come back and I'll let you know if that happens.
And on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. Another successful show. Definitely took some shit from here. Definitely gonna add that to my
dating repertoire
of dating repertoire.
Yeah,
and hopefully at some point in these episodes we're gonna get to a girlfriend stage and someone's gonna make it, and because of all of the information I've gained.
Yes.
And maybe y'all have took some information from this and use it as well.
Be open to having a connection down the line.
And we're going to cheers to that.
Connection through chaos.
Connection through the chaos.